Sustenance for corals. Corals are planktivores and they capture their prey with their tentacles. This means for sustenance is called heterotrophy. The tentacles contain stinging cells called nematocysts. These stinging cells are used by the corals to capture its prey. Heterotrophic feeding activity normally occurs at night or when the corals sense presence of food in the ocean currents. When conditions is right for the corals, they will extend their tentacles to feed. Besides the tentacles, coral is also covered with a layer of mucus. This mucus also aids feeding. Most non-hermatypic corals rely entirely on heterotrophy for their energy. Besides heterotrophy, corals can also gain its energy through photosynthesis. Coral has a symbiotic relationship with a plant cell called zooxanthellae. During daylight, these plant cells take up the carbon from the byproduct of the corals and converts it into carbohydrates by photosynthesis. This phototrophic ability exists in all hermatypic corals. This explains why most hermatypic corals are found in shallow reefs where they enjoy the abundance of sunlight. Role of corals in the food chain. There are 3 phases in the life cycle of corals. In the colonization phase, growing coral colonies are fed on by grazers like the humphead parrotfish and the crown-of-thorns starfish. Large coral colonies are known to synchronize spawning, creating mass reproduction. Eggs and larvae are released into the water and assume planktonic phase of the coral life cycle. During this period, the coral larvae join other planktons, and they are food to all planktivores. The planktonic phase is the second phase in the coral life cycle. As the coral larvae transforms into planula and gastrula, they begin to lose the buoyancy and settles to the seafloor. And they continue to provide sustenance to bottom grazers like the sea urchin, giant clams, and other corals. Some will settle on substrates and begin to calcify and grow as polyp and eventually become a new colony, thus completing the benthic phase and begin colonizing the seafloor. At the bottom of the food chain, corals play important roles in maintaining species abundance in the tropical and subtropical seas.